Have the results of the US presidential election caused your vibration to tank? You're feeling fear, concern, worry, anger. Well, I'm going to give you some tips, some ways to look at things a little bit differently to help increase that vibration, to bring your energy up, and to go on living the joyful life that you were supposed to be living. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach, and I help guide spiritual seekers like yourself release their fears and deepen their connection to the spirit within. So if you are feeling all of those negative vibrations, those negative emotions that are dropping your vibe really low, where you're not in that allowing state, I need you to recognize this first thing and remind yourself of this. That your vibration is simply a combination of the thoughts you are currently thinking in tandem with the emotions that you are receiving from your emotional guidance system. That's it. Your vibration is the feeling, the thought and the emotion married into the feeling, and that is your vibration. And so that's really empowering, because if you know that you are feeling in that really low emotional state, right? Your vibe is really low. You have the ability to bring yourself out of that negative emotional state, that low vibrational state. We're going to go over a few of those things a little bit later, but that's something you need to recognize and really understand and really grasp onto. Your vibration is simply your thoughts married with your emotions, boom, into your feeling, and that's it. So that's a good thing. You can change it, and let's get into how we're about to change that. So the first thing that you are going to have to do to get out of this negative funk is accept what is. You just have to accept that the situation is what it is. It's temporary. Everything changes. But this moment is what it is. And that's a beautiful and empowering thing. But after you accept what is, you have to realize that your mental story, the thoughts that you think, the story that you're telling yourself in your mind, is going to give you your emotion, your vibrational response. And why that is because your emotion is your guidance system telling you how connected or distant you are from your inner being. You're either in extreme alignment, feeling joy, alignment feels like joy, and despair is complete disconnection. And so if you think a thought that is way up here where your inner being is way up here in joy, boom, in joy. That looks like an ID, inner being in joy. If you think a thought, aka Donald Trump is going to ruin the world, that's a very dissonant thought to how your inner being sees it. And what's going to happen? You feel in rage or anger, right? And so there's this gap between where you want to be, aka in joy, in bliss, in love, and gratitude, where your inner being always exists, to where you currently are in your thinking, right? Just your thinking, which is rage, which just says, okay, I just need to acknowledge, again, what is. Right now I'm in rage, I'm in despair. I don't think the world will go on. I think Donald Trump will ruin us. I think what's another? There's all the possibilities run through your mind. That's your mental story. And so your emotion is going to tell you, hey, your inner being doesn't see it like this, down in rage, or your inner being aligns completely with how you're seeing it. And so a lot of this increasing your vibration after the presidential election is just recognizing that you've been telling yourself a story, and that story could have come in a multitude of ways, whether you heard Donald Trump say something, or you were super pro Kamala Harris, or you heard something from the media. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's still a story in your own mind. And your inner being is your guidance, your emotional guidance system is coming from your inner being, trying to bring you back into the space that they are. But before we move to that next point, subscribe for me. I would love to continue engaging with you guys, hearing your comments, feedback, and let's continue onward. So keeping your vibration high in this regard, in the US election results, is the same as when you get a diagnosis for cancer, or when you don't have enough money and you don't see a way to get more money, or when your partner leaves you, or you just don't have a healthy relationship with your partner, and it might actually be healthy, but the story you're telling yourself is that they don't do something for you, they're not that person anymore, fill in the blank. This is the exact same thing as when things don't go our way. And so when things don't go your way, the first and only step is you have to accept what is, right? And you accept what is after you acknowledge that your thought plus your emotion equal your feeling and your vibration. So it's no different than any other way to get out of your suffering, right? Buddha's first noble truth was life is suffering. And the second noble truth is there's a way out of suffering. And the third noble truth is, the second noble truth is suffering is caused by attachment. The third noble truth is there is a way out of suffering. And the fourth noble truth is the righteous path, the eightfold path. But in our situation, you're suffering because you had an attachment to an outcome that didn't go your way. And it's based upon the story you told yourself. You wanted to create a different result, and you didn't get the result, and you were attached to that outcome, and as a result of being attached to that outcome, you are now suffering. You're feeling deep discontentment. And so the only way out of that discontentment right now is just to accept that this is what's happening. It's to recognize that the story within your own mind is simply that. It's a story. We can tell ourselves stories about a multitude of things. You have the opportunity to tell yourself a different story. You can change the story about the individual that is Donald Trump. You can change the story in your own mind. Maybe that he could do something good. Maybe the cabinet members around him, heck, they could do some good stuff. Maybe people will convince him to listen to their viewpoints, which will really be for the betterment of the country. That feels pretty good. All those feel a whole lot better than the rage you're feeling that the election was rigged, that he's a misogynist, he's a narcissist, he's a horrible person, he's going to ruin our country, he's going to become a dictator. Those are all stories. In this very moment, we don't know. So right now, you just accept what is. I do not know. Maybe I will offer that individual and the cabinet some grace. And recognize that this happens every time a party doesn't win. If you're not on the team, the red team, 4 years ago you were quite angry and you were yelling about how the election was rigged and how all the other stuff. And now you're on the blue team and your team didn't win, so you're yelling about how it was Elon Musk's fault or all types of things. This is what it is. And if you think about the country as a spirit itself, the country has a spirit. The country will continue on in the spirit in which it was developed. Just like the earth will continue on in the spirit in which she was developed. Gaia will continue on even after all of its inhabitants of human beings are gone. That's okay. It's okay to accept that we didn't win this one. We didn't win that one. We didn't win. My health is changing. Life is changing. So accepting what is, life changes. And as you accept each moment forward, in every moment, in every now moment, it makes life a whole lot more fun and it makes it a whole lot easier to get through your life day to day and to see the bliss and joy that is present every day, which leads us to our next point. And the next thing that's going to help you, and we've already just discussed it, is realizing that everything is always working out for you. Everything is always working out. You have to make that your mantra. everything works out for me. You are watching this because everything in your life has brought you to this point. You could have died so many times. You could have had so many terminal problems. And yet here you are watching this beautiful video. Everything is working out for you. In addition to that, you do not change the world with your darkness. You change the world with your light by illuminating the areas of darkness. And so, that's the whole point of this video, right? Is increasing your vibe, being the light. Now, how do you be the light? Let's talk about that. So the way you're going to change the world, we're going to list them off and then we're going to go over them. Gratitude, practicing gratitude. We're going to get into that. Letting go of control. You don't have to control everything. Number 2. 3. Racks, random acts of kindness. 4. Meditate. That seems to sound like letting go of control. 5. Play games such as wouldn't it be nice if? So all these things are ways in which you can enliven, illuminate the world. Gratitude. Gratitude should be your practice regardless, but especially right now, when you are feeling in a low vibrational state, just try your very best to say one thing that you're grateful for, even if it has nothing to do with the results of the US election. I'm grateful that my body feels healthy today. I'm grateful that I have clean running water. I'm grateful that I have a phone or a laptop or an iPad to watch this video. I'm grateful that I have the eyes to watch this video. I'm grateful that I have the ability to breathe in oxygen. I'm grateful that my heart is beating 100,000 times a day in perfect rhythm. I'm grateful that my cells are multiplying and doing exactly what they need to do. I'm grateful that I can see the beautiful sky, that I can smell the fresh air. I'm grateful that I can hear words. I'm grateful that I can continue on. There are so many things to be grateful for. I'm grateful that I have a home or a shelter. I'm grateful that I have a car. I'm grateful that I have enough money to get into my bank account. You have so many things to be grateful for. Do not get stuck in what they call the missing tile syndrome. Everything in your life is going magically, and there's one tile missing on this whole beautiful wall of tile, and you're focused on that one tile. Don't allow your mind to get stuck there. You are in control of your thoughts. Which means you are also in control of your emotion, which means you are also in control of your vibration. You have the power to change anything in your life because you have the ability to change your thoughts. But gratitude is the fastest way to that. You won't always have the ability to get to gratitude if you're feeling in deep despair. It is an emotional game. You have an emotional range that you can get to. However, you can think a thought that feels better. Or we can go on to number 2 and just let it all go. Let go of the control or of the potential outcomes, the stories that you are telling yourself. Let them go. They don't matter. They're stories. You have the ability to tell a new story. Let go and you will naturally rise on the emotional scale. You have no choice but to rise because if your inner being is up here, always calling you upward, guess what? There's an energy pulling you upward at all times. It's harder to resist it than it is to let it go and to just move with it. It's much harder, but you've conditioned yourself to move against it. And so it's maybe a more pattern. So just let go. And you can do that by meditating. Number 3, you can let go through meditation. You can let go through listening to beautiful music. You can let go by watching a funny movie or a funny video. You can let go by playing an instrument. You can let go by taking a walk and exercising. Have you ever noticed how easy it feels after you've done all those things? You go, oh man, I feel better. That's because you just let go. Beautiful, easy peasy. Just keep practice letting go. Then you'll move yourself up into joy and gratitude, and voila, you'll start manifesting the reality that you want. You can also just practice random acts of kindness. Sri Ravi Shankar, he said, I think it's him, but he said, the fastest way out of suffering is doing something for somebody else. Get out of your own mind in your own way and do something for somebody else. It doesn't mean you have to go volunteer and blah, 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 blah. It just means you could show up at a grocery store and start opening the door for everyone. That's super easy. It doesn't mean you have to spend any money. It means just giving somebody a compliment when you're just doing something. And you see somebody with some nice clothes or nice shoes, or they just seem to have a nice air about them, a nice vibe, and you go, wow, you have a really nice smile. Heck, you can even do that to somebody who doesn't have a nice feeling on their face, you know, a nice visage expression, and just say, wow, I really like your shoes. Those look great on you. Wow, you know. Those are very easy things that you can do. You can even leave a nice compliment on a video of somebody if you're not going out. You could do so many possible things that are random acts of kindness. And that will naturally raise your vibration. You're in alignment with your inner being. The last one is just playing fun little games called the Wouldn't It Be Nice If game. There's plenty of things you could do. You could write stories in a notebook. You could just play in your own mind and visualize. I like the Wouldn't It Be Nice If game because it's not a really tough a way to get in. Abraham has it in their book. It's in their Asking and Is Given book right there. But the Wouldn't It Be Nice If game is just saying to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if, and then continue on with the story. Wouldn't it be nice if Donald Trump was a really good president? Or wouldn't it be nice if he just did something good for our country? Wouldn't it be nice if people started getting along? Wouldn't it be nice if we all just accepted that this is what it is for the next 4 years and we're going to have to move forward with it? Wouldn't it be nice if our health as a country got better for whatever reason? Wouldn't it be nice if our mental health got better because we all started to accept that we're in this together and we can unite instead of letting one individual dictate our mindset? And that's the gist of this whole video. Don't allow these external circumstances to consistently affect your mindset and influence you to a point where you're allowing yourself to peter out and tank vibrationally and tank emotionally. Recognize that all of the control is within your own mind. You have so much power. There is so much immense power within you. And this video has been a cheerleading rah-rah session, but that is what it is. There's no free lunch. There are free lunch, but you can't get something for nothing. You've got to do some work. And doing work can equate to letting go. Just let go. Just accept what's happening. There's so much joy in the world. There's so much bliss. The trees grow, the sun comes up, the rain falls, you wake up in the morning, the air fills your lungs. There's so much to be grateful for. Don't allow the one missing tile to affect you to a point where your whole day, your whole week, your whole month, your whole year is ruined. Remember to be grateful. And that's my soapbox story for the day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have suggestions on things that you would do to help raise your vibration, put them in the comments below. I look forward to hearing them and I love your feedback. But that's my pontification for today. And if you like this video, check this one out. It's another one that will really help you. I appreciate you so much for watching. You are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. Never forget that. It's coming from your soul. It's coming from your spirit and your inner being. I love you. Everything's okay. Everything's working out. Until next video, I'll see you then. Bye. And that's that.